So you're telling me I have to decide in January how much I'll spend all year on stuff I might need. Cool. I will also learn how to predict the weather. Okay, so that's actually not a rule that myHSA put in place. That's a rule from the CRA regarding flexible benefits. So their rule is that it has to act like a plan of insurance. You can't buy home insurance after a house fire. Similarly, you can't reallocate your funds as you know what's going on throughout your year. You have to allocate them first so that you have the funds there if something were to happen. So there has to be like this element of risk there. But we never really explained that in the old allocation experience, and now we're going to. So there's going to be a button that says, why do I have to allocate? And then there's also going to be a guide that helps you plan your year ahead and allocate your funds accordingly. Can't wait until after I allocate this year to find out if I have carryover from last year. Oh my. Yes. Okay. The old allocation window was not very good for this because the carryover was there, but it wasn't obvious. And then if someone wanted to see how their claims and stuff went last year, they couldn't close the window before. We've now made it so that you can click allocate later, and then the window will close and you can just browse what you did last year, see how it went, and then you can go in and you can allocate later as long as you stay in that 30-day window. This is a joke. Oh, sorry. Too complex, not intuitive, and poorly designed. Okay, that's actually just kind of harsh. Like, it wasn't poorly designed. It's a complicated topic. Why can't I see a list of covered items? I can't even see what I'm allocating to. So we actually did have the list of covered items on the old allocation window. It's just that it was behind a button and the button didn't look like a button. But but it was there. We just made the button more obvious this time. Why do I only have a quarter of the plan to allocate? So you probably only have a quarter of the plan to allocate because you're on a quarterly distribution. But as an employee, that's not your responsibility to know that. That's our responsibility to tell you that. Now we have it so that when you go to your allocation tab, you'll see your distribution schedule. Let's say you allocate all of it to your HSA, then every distribution you get is going to mimic that allocation. It's not going to be a reallocation every time you get a distribution. When you allocate your funds, it's going to show you how the distributions go throughout the year. So I'm really proud of that one, I have to say. I want to see last year's allocation. I had to open a chat to get that information. I shouldn't have to talk to people to find information. So it's true. You shouldn't have to talk to a person to find out what you allocated last year. That should be front and center. So now when you go to your allocation tab and you're going to allocate, you'll be able to see last year's allocation beneath the two categories or however many categories you have. Ugh. Okay. I don't like locking in anything, let alone my benefits. So I can't help you with the first part. I made a guide for locking in your benefits. As far as you don't like locking in anything, though, counseling is eligible under an HSA. Might want to go look into that. How am I supposed to plan my year if I can't even plan the next hour of my day? Oh my gosh, I can relate. So, check out the guide. I'm just going to keep talking about the guide. It helps you plan out your year. It does not, however, help you plan out your day. I'm sorry. Better explanation on how to use. Uh, so I guess now we have tooltips and stuff that gives you a better explanation on how to use. It's a work in progress. Ouch, aren't we all? Stop putting pop-ups in front of me. I don't know what they are. Um, yeah, I get it. But this one's really, really important. Like it needs to be in your face because you have 30 days to make your allocation. So it's now an allocation tab. It's not an allocation pop-up. It's a tab that exists in your nav bar. It's going to be there all the time. But when you log in, we're still going to hit you with a pop-up to go to your allocation tab because it's the most important thing you're going to do all year with your benefits. So besides, actually using them. So sorry, there's going to be a pop-up. These acronyms are getting out of control. Okay, TBH, HSAs, aka HCSAs, are our product. Same with WSAs. So this is our business, IRL. I'm so sorry. That was so many acronyms. I agree. It's a lot of acronyms, but yeah. So SMH, BRB.